Too many things to open. Yeah, that's correct, JR. There are two different sections, and I forgot to put out the second section. I'll actually do that now because I'm sure. Basically, from now on, the world indices is the same as the ASX, and the ASX is the same as the other one. And I can't see a reason to really get. They're the same webinar as you all have worked out recently. So, FX commodities, ASX speed trading. Okay, well. Yeah, no, but yeah, it's the same thing. So, I guess actually, possibly people have got different permissions there, depending on their membership. So that's what's happening there now. Okay. Anyway, that's fixed, and apologies for the delay. Okay, so let's see where we're at to. Welcome to the Forex Speed webinar for Monday, the 22nd of June, 2015. Don't know about you guys, but yesterday I just couldn't get started. It's just asleep all day. I don't know what happened, but it's not like me. Azad was the same. Anyway, she's normally alive and kicking. US dollar index, DX, new line. Nothing majorly changing with this. Still has the potential for 92.44, full stop, new line. If you are short, have your stop loss at 95.66, full stop, new line. EUR USD, new line. JR went surfing. Where'd you go? Manly or somewhere? Yeah, it would have been cold. I had a surf on Saturday, but not yesterday. Cool, cool. Oh, okay. The euro had a quiet night. Full stop, new line. Again, the same targets are in play. We were talking about something like 1.18 on the top side, and that's still possible, but I wouldn't count on it if it broke down below 1.12 at the moment. Full stop, new line. GBP NZD, not USD, new line. GBP USD still has a target towards 1.62, full stop, new line. And as such, if you are long, have your stop at 1.5630, full stop, new line. NZD USD, new line. The Kiwi is still doing submarine impersonations with the triangle, which points lower to 0.6693, full stop, new line. If you are short, your stop is at 0.7, full stop, new line. It just seems like maybe that had been the big trade that everyone was on, the Kiwi, and it's just getting a hiding. So their competitiveness is getting better, full stop, new line. USD CAD, new line. The dollar CAD has tested the old highs and come up smiling a little bit, full stop, new line. If you are going long the dollar CAD, and I think it's okay to do that, particularly on a break above 1.2317, you would have a stop loss at 1.2172, full stop, new line. USD CHF, new line. Dollar Swiss still target at 0.8753. If you are short, have your stop at 0.9264, full stop, new line. USD CHF, new line. USD JPY, new line. Not much life in the old girl. Stop loss is at 123.5 if you are short. Target 122 or 121.21, full stop, new line. The Japanese government have started to say things like they don't care too much about quantitative easing anymore and it's not working. So we're getting a deeper retracement than we had thought, full stop, new line. We have no long-term bull horns or bear pause warnings in the currencies, full stop, new line. We have short-term bear pause warnings in the following currency pairs, new line. GBP USD, new line. And nothing else. We have no short-term bull horns warnings in any currency pairs. AUD USD, new line. Despite its friend, the Kiwi, doing badly, the Aussie is doing okay, full stop, new line. The trouble is it's broken out and put us long on a PHG trade and then fallen back down a little bit. We are not yet stopped out, so we will leave our orders as is with a stop loss at 0.7690, full stop new line. Things do not augur well when the Kiwi is going down though, so if it continues to have weakness, we'll tighten the stop tomorrow or maybe exit, full stop new line. AUD EUR new line. This continues to act feebly and will act more feebly on a breakdown below 0.6787, full stop new line. If you are shorting it, stop is above 0.6952 and your target is 0.6533, full stop new line. Again, I reiterate, at this time of year, I don't really trust the way the currencies move as money is coming out of the system. Full stop new line. AUD GBP new line. Still has a target at 0.4853. With a stop loss at 0.4932, full stop new line. AUD JPY new line. On the Aussie yen, 94.27 is the target on the downside, or it could go up to 96.86 new line. The Aussie is sort of okay, and the US dollar yen is sort of not okay. AUD NZD new line. Certainly still targeting that 1.1451 area. And if you are long, have your stop loss at 1.111. And you can add an extra one in there just for fun. Okay, any currency questions? It's really bigger perspective. You can see there to 6.3 area is a big retracement, so that's a nice spot. Certainly helps the poor Australians going skiing in the skiwee. And in fact, it might actually break a new yearly high, because the high for the year was around here at 1.12, actually 1.13. The high for last year was at 1.1304. So that may be significant in the overall scheme of things. Notice the nice 5-wave completed structure to the downside. So a pullback down to around about 1.05 should be bought. Let's make that a new PHG trade. And if you get long there, your stop is at 1.03 and your target is 1.2354. Potential long-term trade. Let's start thinking a bit more for the long term at the moment, I think. Okay, now let's go into, that is a nice 5-wave completed structure. It's good to look at the monthly charts. Okay, let's shift our attention to the commodities. Baltic Dry Index, new line. This has been doing well, and it's even starting to pass some long-term major tests. As you can see, it's broken above just slightly the low from 2014 and also from 2012 and 2013, full stop, new line. So it's re-entering its basing formation, and life is getting better for exporters and people buying goods, and possibly for the Australian side, as eventually things need to be produced and eventually more commodities need to be purchased to produce those goods. Full stop, new line. Uranium, new line. Still heading for 36.97. Stop loss is at 36.47. Full stop, new line. Chinese iron ore, new line. Chinese iron ore rallied a little bit last week. It hasn't broken through the old swing lows. If it does, though, it starts to become interesting for a rally towards $54.75 and the $58 area that we've been talking about. It needs to close above $52.20 for that to happen. Full stop, new line. At the moment, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly. This is a fourth wave with a potential to 49.43. So it's in the middle, needs some decision, some decisive moves. Full stop, new line. Crude oil, new line. Crude oil still largely in the middle, doing nothing, taking us nowhere, full stop, new line. Cyclically, it does start to head down, full stop, new line. You'll notice that there was higher volume. However, that is from contract rollover, in my opinion, not necessarily from demand as yet, full stop, new line. So see how it goes. At the moment, I think 56.14 would be the right area to expect. And if it breaks above $61, then expect it to go higher towards that $68, full stop, new line. Heating oil, new line. Heating oil is not really on the boil at all. 1.8068 would be a nice area for it to get to, but probably more likely just to hit 1.8573 before rotating up a little bit, full stop, new line. There's not a lot of need for heating oil over the next 6 weeks, full stop, new line. Then it starts to get colder and colder in the northern hemisphere, and then they start to need heating oil. So cyclically, we should start to see it pick up around 6 weeks' time, full stop, new line. Natural gas, new line. We were stopped out at 2.813, so we made a little bit of money, but not as much as we had hoped. Sometimes I think at this part of the year that everyone should go on holidays and just not bother. That's could be just me, but anyway. RBOB gasoline, new line. Drifting off, looking for 1.997. Probably just needs to do that. Maybe even 1.881, full stop, new line. The commercials have probably bought all of that, the RBOB gasoline that they need for driving season. And RBOB gasoline, I believe, is unleaded futures, unleaded oil, full stop, new line. In any event, it's got some deeper retracements to go, full stop, new line. US 30-year bonds, new line. In keeping with my theme of lethargy, the bonds have come back down, rallied up a little bit, and really are just in congestion. This congestion zone may take it up to 160 or 154 to 155. We'll stop, new line. The lethargy can call it up to 154 to 155, possibly 160. or it could bring it down to 146, which is a really big target, full stop my line. At this moment, I think the bonds are having a well-earned rest and possibly just going sideways in a corrective mode for a while, full stop my line. There's still a chance of a bottom pick, and you should be looking to buy down there and looking to sell at 160, full stop my line. Aussie 10-year bonds, new line. I've been looking at 5-year fixed rate housing loan money, and they are still the same as they were 2 months ago, despite the fact that the Aussie dollar has Aussie bonds have actually fallen out of bed pretty seriously. So it's also in lethargy area with 97.19 on the as a target and 97.42 as a possibility as well. Full stop my line. Although the juiciest target, if it's to be in rhythm, is 97.3. Full stop my line. US 10-year notes, new line. These have lit up like a Christmas tree. If you want to short something, then you'd short it on a breakdown below 125 and 30 seconds with a stop loss above 127 and a half, full stop my line. If you wanted to go long, you go long above 127 and a half with a stop loss below 126, full stop my line. So it's in a bit of limbo land, and certainly Janet Yellen's comments the other day put them into confusion, I believe. Full stop my line. Corn, new line. Corn's been rallying on declining volume. And the overall pattern is somewhat triangular in nature. We do have a buy order above 3.7, $3.70, and we'll stick to that. If that happens, then we'll go long. Otherwise, maybe you have to wait for it to get down towards 3.55, full stop my line. Oats, new line. We were long and we were stopped out at 25.48 for a profit. But nonetheless, it's actually shaping up as a short. Full stop my line. We've got quite a few reasons for shorting this now. Stop should be above 2.75. Target 2.01. Now, it's quite hard for me emotionally to become very bullish. Sorry. Bearish the grains at this time of year. But maybe the crop is, and the season is just being very good. Full stop, new line. Maybe there is no drought. Or at least fear of drought, full stop, new line. Rough rice, new line. Just 1 second, I need to train my dragon. It's annoying when words like that come up. At least. At least. At least. At least this might work now. And that made no sense. I had to put it as the word that it was actually getting confused with. Rough rice. What can you say about this? I can't really say anything. 1056 target, top side, 863 bottom side target. Full stop, new line. Other than that, that's the only interesting thing I can say. Full stop, new line. Soybean oil, new line. We can see that soybean oil is looking for $32 or $31.60. We are still waiting for a break above there, and at the moment, I have to say, why bother? Other than if it gets down to 31.6, maybe you look at buying it. Full stop, new line. We'll put that as a PHG trade just for something to do, not because we're that interested in it. Stop loss would be 30.80. Soybeans, new line. Soybeans are doing okay, better than the other fellas. We are still long just from where about break even. Stop loss needs to be at 9.42 now. Soy meal, new line. Target is 2.84. In the long run, it hasn't quite got there. It's behaving okay over the last couple of days. Retesting that old high. If you are long, have your stop at 31.2, full stop, new line. Wheat, new line. Looking down to 4.81. Maybe lower given the pattern. It's a bit messy, full stop, new line. Metals, new line. Copper, new line. Copper is still rotating to the downside. If you are short, you can put your stop at 2.62. We'll stop your line. And you have to start thinking about 2.26 and 2.08 for this, given the trend that it's got. Full stop your line. Now, copper itself is on a short-term bull horns warnings. Full stop your line. And if it holds above 2.55, then that might be useful. But at the moment, the momentum's to the downside, so I wouldn't be greatly bothered about it. Full stop your line. Copper, new line. Gold, new line. Gold popped up, but it hasn't cleared through any of the other junk. Clearing above 1220 would sort of be a little bit better, I think. Yes, that's a nice ABC pattern, but it'll get negative again if it breaks down below 1183. Looking for 1135, full stop your line. At the moment, $1,244 is possible. But even if it's up there, it's still just a retracement, full stop your line. I wish I could get interested in gold, but I just don't get that feeling at all, full stop your line. Yeah, there is a bit of seasonality, Erica, but pattern-wise, it just lacks something. Full stop your line. It's running 3 sets, and that's what's bothering me, I guess. Full stop your line. So it's a seasonal uptime during a generally bearish pattern. Full stop your line. Rally in a bear market. Full stop your line. Nickel, new line. Target down to 760. Still exists. Maybe 684 or 629. Full stop your line. Palladium, new line. Fallen through the floor, looking for 692, 650, new line. Oh, Eric, I haven't forgotten your question. It's good to see you in the room, actually. Yeah, I haven't got your question. I've got a few thoughts for you. If you are short, stop is at 727, full stop, new line. Platinum, new line. Platinum is on long-term bullhorns warnings. And I think it will be interesting to buy if it breaks through 1100. And then the first target is 1155 and 1206. Your stop loss would be at 1080, full stop, new line. Silver, new line. Silver certainly has not shared gold's excitement about itself, full stop, new line. If you are long, have your stop loss at 15.80 and don't expect too much, full stop, new line. Cocoa, new line. We are long cocoa, and it probably is time to rip our stop up or take some profit. There's a little bit more possibly on the upside, but I think it's been a good run, full stop, new line. We will raise our stop loss up to 31.60 and take 1/3 profit. I think we should take profit on 1/3 market on open and lift the stop to 31.6. Cotton, new line. Cotton really not doing anything, leave it alone, full stop, new line. Coffee, new line. Coffee grobbing along the bottom a little bit, still can go lower and still probably will go lower. It's had an okay retracement. If you are long, have your stop loss at 127, full stop, new line. If you want to go short, have your entry there with a stop at 133, full stop, new line. Lumber, new line. Somehow our target has gone missing. I don't know what that means or why, but certainly I don't like it if it breaks through 2.90 or even lower at 2.84. That would be negative, looking for 2.58, full stop new line. Orange juice, new line. Again, it's showing some signs of a little bit of strength. We have a buy on a break above 124. Let's buy it on a break above 122.5. And a stop loss will remain the same at 120. And we'll go and do some, well, going through the bull horns and bear paws warnings in a second. Sugar, new line. This continues to be useless. And has a target at 9.5. With a shorter term target at 11.01, full stop new line. We have long-term bull horns warnings in the following commodities, new line. HE, lean hogs, new line. PL, platinum, new line. SB, sugar, new line. ZC, corn, new line. ZO, oats, new line. ZS, soybeans, new line. We have no long-term bear pause warnings in any commodities new line. We have short-term bull horns warnings in the following commodities new line. HE, lean hogs, new line. HG, copper, new line. PA, palladium, new line. SB, sugar, new line. So a lot of the negativity is on sugar. We have short-term bear pause warnings in the following commodities new line. LB, lumber, new line. ZS, soybeans, new line. I must say that surprises me. ZM, soy meal, new line. One moment, please. Okay, let's go. I did say this would start at 10 past 9 this morning, but we'll shift straight into the next one. And okay, I'm just being told that there's still a problem with the links. Has anyone had a problem with the Australian links? It doesn't have last week's dates on it. That's strange. Okay, see you in the next room.